Okay, guys, welcome to this prep-1 part-3 session. So, as you all know, in the previous 2 days, we have discussed about the two parts of prep-1, okay, which is Capstone prep-1 part, Capstone prep-1. In today's session, we're going to discuss Capstone prep-1 part. So, we have taken here the same similar case study which we have talked in the previous sessions itself. Okay, so we're gonna look into the questions which would be there in prep one part two, and we will look on how to answer those questions in the document and how to prepare on those questions in this particular session. Okay, so the same case study we are also tested, the similar case study which is related to online fashion app related to fashion apparel and accessories. So in this prep one part three, the first question is about the functional requirements. So what do you mean by functional requirements? These functional requirements define the specific behaviors, functions, or operations of a system. They describe what the system should do, outlining the necessary tasks, actions, or activities it must perform to achieve its objectives. So how do you differentiate the functional requirements from business requirements? So the business requirements are the high level requirements from the user perspective, right? So the functional requirements are nothing. This mainly talks about the functionalities within the system and how to achieve those business requirements. Okay. It mainly speaks about the functionalities. Let me give you an example. Suppose, let us have a business requirement related to the law. Then how the functional requirement will be there is that. So what needs to be done within the system for you to log in mainly speaks about the functional requirements. So for you to log in, what we need to give and all, right? Some user ID and password, and this password should have some certain characteristics like, 8 length password should be there, should have some one capital letter, one special symbol, such type of things we have in this functional requirement, right? So what needs to be done from the system perspective in order to achieve those business requirements is nothing but your functional. So if they ask about this particular question in the document, write about the 20 functional requirements. Mention what is a functional requirement. This is one sample template we have provided on it. Give the requirement ID like F001 and give the requirement name, like user registration, search for products like this, and give the description of the requirement. The user should be able to register with the application. Okay, then. So within the functional requirement question, so mention about what is a non-functional requirement also. Okay, so I have spoke that you need to keep 20 functional requirements there. So we can mention 10 functional requirements and 10 non-functional requirements. In total, 20 requirements you need to keep within this question. So what is a non-functional requirement? So the non-functional requirements will mainly describe the qualities and attributes of a system, focusing on how the system performs rather than the specific behaviors or functions. It mainly speaks about the qualities and attributes, which means that, see, the application should be able to log in a user within 1 second. So the system should be able to process 1,000 applicants at a time. Such type of qualities and attributes will be discussed in this non-functional requirements. The same template we have given over me following the requirement ID, non-functional requirement NFR 001, the requirement name, requirement description. If you observe over here, you can see the qualities and attributes of the system, like usability. Quality is usability over here. So the application should be intuitive and user-friendly. And next is talking about performance. So application must load pages within 3 seconds. So when you perform some action, the application should be navigate your load this page within 3 seconds. Security. So the application must ensure the secure user authentication and compatibility. The application should be compatible with the major web process. A response time. The application should respond to user inputs within 2 seconds. Like this, it mainly talks about the qualities and attitudes. So the requirements which define abilities and activity, non-functional requirements. Okay. So next question is about please prepare 5 wireframes. So before talking about this question, let me just discuss about this question. So third question would be, write 50 words on the tools you are aware of this on this project. So regarding these page designs and the UML diagrams, what tools you have used, you need to mention about those tools in this particular question. So as we all know, UML diagrams, we would draw those two. We would draw those by using this mesh ratio, right? And regarding page designs and your markups, prototypes, and all, we would be using this Basilic and Azure. Correct. So put the tool name and describe about those tools. So what is Visio? So Visio is a diagramming and a vector graphics application. Use it to create diagrams, flowcharts, and other visual representation of complex information. And what is a Balsamic? As we all know, so Balsamic is a rapid wireframing tool. It is used to create your mockups and prototypes of the user interfaces. And what is an Azure? Azure is a more advanced prototyping tool used to create high fidelity interactive wireframes and prototypes for web and mobile applications. So you know that all UML diagrams will be drawn through this Microsoft Azure, like a use case diagram, activity diagram, and sequence diagram and all. Yeah. Coming to the Balsamic. So Balsamic, we create more of a poster type of visual representation, like mockups. Okay. And ensure more interactive web pages which are required for your website. Those could be drawn by using this issue. So you need to mention these three tools. What are these three tools about? And how these tools helped you in your project in order to create a visual representation. Okay. In such a way, you mention answer for this particular question. Okay. Next. Coming back to the second question. In second question, we have kept please prepare 5 wireframes. So what you need to do? So here, we have put the page design wireframe as per the online fashion application. Likewise, you need to create 5 wireframes or page designs as per the online agriculture product store in your document. You can make use of Balsamic and measure according to your choice and create 5 page designs. So here, if you observe, we've created a page design related to the product men, women, boys, girls, and we have kept some of the image templates over here, and we have described the name of the product, okay, and sizes, ad cut, and likewise you can create 5 page designs for the online agriculture product store. You can create page designs for login page, registration page, uh, product view, online agriculture product view page, okay, adding cart page or a payment page. Okay, tracking page. Likewise, it's up to your choice. Okay? Whatever the page designs you want to see in your online agriculture product store. Make 5 page designs. Okay. Yeah. Next is the fourth question. So the fourth question is related to the RTM. So what is an ETM? The RTM stands for the Requirements Traceability Matrix. So what is it? So this document is used to track the requirements throughout the project life cycle, ensuring that they are met and that no requirements are okay. So the main purpose of this document is that whatever the requirements you are taking in your project, all those requirements will be putting in this requirement traceability matrix, and we will track the requirements. Right? So we will track where the requirements are standing. So here we have given some examples from requirement, the requirement description, and we have mentioned the stages of the development, the design stage. After that, we have coding, then we have unit testing, component testing, system integration testing, and user acceptance testing. So whatever the functional or the non-functional requirements I have taken previously, we can keep all those requirements in this particular article. Okay. And mention the status of the requirement. It mainly helps us to track where the requirement is standing. So this requirement in design stage is completed like this. Click complete. So if it is complete, incomplete, or work in progress, like this, you can mention the status of the requirement. So this is about the RT. Okay. Yeah. The question number 5 is about prepare the any test case documents. Okay. So what is a test case document? So the test case document is a detailed outline used by the testers to ensure that the software application or system is working as expected. So whatever the functionalities, whatever the features that you have developed in your application. So once it is started, what is the next step you want to do? You will be testing it. You will be releasing it directly after development. You need to test it. So in such scenarios, we need to prepare this test case document, okay? And we need to check these features and all. So how these features are working. Okay. So this is one sample template that we have provided regarding the test case document. Um, so there is a test case ID, provide some terminal test case ID, then project ID, and the project manager ID, the test strategy ID, the test plan ID, the test schedule ID. You can give some random data over here. Okay. And test case name, project management manager name, tester ID, tester name, and the date of the test. Give some random data there. And here we have scenario. So what is the scenario we are testing on? Search for product. So in application, we are doing the search feature and we are testing them. Search for product. So we can give the link to the particular page. Okay. Then we have taken some input data. So we have taken 5 sets of input data, guys, over here. So we are making test on icon. First, we giving in the search one. Cut for 2-year work or pink color, cotton, floral page. So if I give this input data in this particular search function, okay, what I'm expected to get 15-page designs I want to have. Okay. So likewise, similarly, so once I've searched for this, I need to get 15-page designs of skirts for 2-year work, pink color, cotton, and the floral. Likewise, if I take another input data, blue record is likewise, I'm giving 5 sets of inputs and check if this, whatever the data is given as per that, I am getting the results. Okay. So what I'm expected, to get 15-page results. So if I have given this input and I got this expected behavior, okay, then the result is pass, right? And you also need to mention actual behavior. Are you really getting that 15-page designs or not? Or you got 10-page designs, then the result is failed, right? Likewise, you need to mention, you need to assume on your end and provide some, excuse me, data over here. So got an idea on regarding this test case documents. This is how you need to prepare. Likewise, we have given one scenario, test case document. So you need to prepare 10 test case document guys in this particular question. Okay, next. The next question is about draw DB schema and entity relationship diagram. So what is a DB schema? So DB schema is a blueprint that outlines the structure of a database, including its tables, fields, relationships, constraints, and the other characteristics. So what is that? So whatever the data now been storing in the database, it would be stored in the form of tables, and how these tables are related, how these are creating a relationship between each of these tables are mentioned in the DB scheme. Let me just show you that. This is a sample DB design we have given over here. Okay. So regarding the product, so under product table, we have product name, description, discounts, and all. Regarding product details, all we have in this product table. And coming to the user, we have username, password, first name, last name, and shopping session, and like order details. Like we have different tables. So once you perform certain operations or instruction, all these tables are connected or shown over here. Likewise, you need to create a DB schema for your online agriculture product store. we need to take the tables which will be involved in your online agriculture register, and you need to connect those tables. Okay. Yeah. So an entity relationship diagram. So it is a visual representation of relationship between the entities in the database. It depicts the entities such as tables and attributes, properties of it, and the relationships between them. Okay. So this diagram really speaks about only what are your entities and what are the attributes under that, and how these entities are related to the attributes. Suppose if I have to explain here what is an entity and what is an activities. Here user is an entity and username, password, all this comes under the attributes. So what is an entity? Entity could be anything. It could be a living thing, non-living thing, anything it could be. So what are the attributes which would define that entity are nothing but your attributes? Suppose here, username, password, these are defining that particular user. So these are considered as the attributes. So in ER diagram, you need to mention like here, what are the, according to online agriculture product store, what is your entity and what are the attributes under that, and how these entities and attributes are related to each other. You need to include in the common diagram. Okay. Yeah. The next question is about a data flow diagram. So what is this data flow diagram? So this data flow diagram is a graphical representation of the flow of data within a system. It visually shows how the data moves from one process to another and how it's stored and where it ends up. So it is mainly used by helpful for this analysts and the designers to understand the flow of data within a system, identify potential bottlenecks or inefficiencies, and communicate system requirements to the stakeholders. Okay. So this diagram mainly speaks about how the data is being flowing, the inflow and outflow of data, and how the data is being processed within the system. Such type of things will be shown in this data flow diagram. Okay. So we have different levels of data flow diagram. Okay. But you can go with the basic data flow diagram over here. Okay. So here we have the first level user side data flow diagram. So where a user is there. So where a user is searching an item. So how the data is being flowed. Like when it is searching about registration, login, account, and buy item, make order, and make the payment. Okay. Likewise, you need to draw your data flow diagram as per the online agriculture products to describe what is a data flow diagram is about and draw the diagram as per the online agriculture products. Okay. The next. The question number 8 is about how should a BA handle a change request. So what is a change request? So a change request is a formal proposal to alter a system, product or a project. Okay. So while working on your project, in between you might be getting some change requests. So that changes request is nothing but some alteration of your system or some product or a project. So you need to mention what is a change request is about, and I also need to mention how does this begin handle this change request. It's not like once the change request comes, immediately they will implement the change request. It's not like that. First, you need to understand the scope of the change request. Okay. Okay. Then we need to document the change request, guys. So once the change request has been requested, you need to do this impact analysis. So is the change which we got, is it within our project scope or not? Okay. Can we align this change request within our schedule? So can we implement this change request within the budget which we are having? Are the resources enough in order to implement this particular change request? So what would be the possible risks that we might get if we implement this change request? Such type of analysis you need to conduct. Okay. Then once every analysis conducted and everything is over here, then we prioritize the change request. There might be a lot of change requests which you might get. So we prioritize that based on the urgency, importance, impact on the project. Once you have done every such analysis and once you have prioritized the change request, what is the next step? You need to get approval from the project sponsor for the change request. Okay. So once you have received the approval, what happens? You would communicate this change request. So, and its potential impacts to this relevant stakeholders, including the project team, and we start implementing that change request, start developing that particular change request. So this is how you need to answer your this particular question. So you need to mention what is a change request is about, and you need to mention the procedure on how to handle the change request. Okay. Then the question number 9. So here there is one scenario which was given over here. We have the same a type of scenario regarding the online agriculture product store also. Okay. So what is the scenario over here? So currently the team is working on selling clothes and accessories through this application. So the designers can add their new designs in these applications. Okay. And however, currently the client has asked you to add features like auction, holiday giveaways. So as a BA, when you come across such request, what should you do? So they are asking, they have given a scenario that there is an online application and the designers can add designs. And the client has told that they need to add few features like, auction and the holiday giveaways. So as a BA, what you will be doing, you need to tell. And they are also asking like, is this a change request or enhancement? So in the similar way, you have certain scenario in online agriculture product store also. So what you need to do, first mention what is a change request and what is an enhancement. Okay. Then give your reason for that. So is it a change request or enhancement? So in this particular case, if you have to talk about, so adding auction and holiday giveaways to the application is considered as an enhancement because it involves adding new features to the system. So as a business analyst, what you need to do? You need to document the requirements and work with the development team. So, and also you need to conduct the feasibility study, impact analysis of these new features. And you need to also consider the potential benefits that you are getting with these features and the risks involved by implementing these features and what type of cost, how much cost it is associated if you implement these new features. Okay, all those certain things will be considered. Okay, and then before making any recommendations to the client. So as per online agriculture products, give your answer. Is it a change request or enhancement? And before implementing that, what you need to do and all, you need to put it in your answer guys. Okay. Then coming to the question number 10, here they have asked about how many man hours are required for this project and come up with a number and justify your analysis. So here, what are man hours? So man hours are the required effort of the resources to complete a project. So there are three types of project. The small projects would take up to 500 hours, okay, and medium project would be up to 1,000 hours, and large project would be up to 1,500 hours. So as per this analysis, as per this case study, what analysis we have conducted? So the duration of this project is 18 months. So I have mentioned the project duration and the current team size also, which is 50. And this will come under the medium project. Okay. Then, as the trained resources are available, the trainers are not. Right? As the structure of the project is available, new and enhanced infrastructure is not. So, according to your project, you mention the project duration, the current team size, and also you can mention, calculate the how much amount you're putting onto the resources. Like, there is a VA. So VA is working for 8 hours. So you will be working for 5 days a week. So how many dollars is being paid? Like, $50 per day. Likewise, you need to calculate. Okay. So VA $50 into one day into how many days you are working in a project into the duration and the duration. Like, suppose he's working for 40 days. Let us consider it is working for 40 days. So I'm just giving an assumption. Okay. So 40 days input. How many hours is working? 8 hours into per hour. Let us consider it is $10 or $5. Just give that amount so that you'll be getting the total. Yeah. Like this would be calculating your man hours. So this is all about your question. Okay. So the question number 11 is about the explain the UAT process. So what is an UAT? UAT stands for user acceptance testing. So it is a testing from the client side, right? Then, sorry guys, so there is some network issue and all. Sorry, sorry. Can you all hear me now? Am I audible now? Could you please put it in chat box if I am audible? Okay, fine. Sorry for that. Let me continue with the question. I hope you have listen to that estimation question, right? So the next question is about explain the UAT process. So what is this UAT? UAT stands for the user acceptance testing. So it is a testing from the client side. Okay. So testing from the user end will be testing the process and all. So in this, you need to write what is a UAT process is about. What do you mean by that? And you need to mention the phases which are involved in the UAT. So in UAT, we have the planning phase where in the steps, so the blueprints are made to implement the UAT testing. So for every feature that needs to be tested and minimum standards for accepting this test. And the next phase after planning, next we have design. So here the test cases are designed to hide all the possibilities of software packages in the real world environment. After that, we have UAT testers. So a testing team would be there consisting of the end users that meet the criteria for implementing testing. And they should know the test cases to run and understand the functionalities. And there would be bug fixing. So once you have tested, if any bugs you have found in that UAT testing, then if they are identified, then the development team should start working on them and make sure that what of the software they have developed, should be error free and sign off. Sign off in the sense after removing all these bugs. So once the testing team has accepted the completion of bugs, okay, then the stakeholders will come to a conclusion that this software is ready to go live and it is ready to sign off. Then we take a sign it off, okay? Yeah. So mention about UAT process and mention about all the phases which are involved in the UAT in this particular question. So this 12th question, which is the final question over here in this prep 1 part 3. Okay. So this question is about what is a project closure document and what points should be included in it. So mention what is a project closure document is about, because it is also known as a project closure report. So it's a formal document. So it includes some of the summarized details like, what are the outcomes you have got from the project, what lessons you have learned from the project, and the final details of a completed project. Okay, this document consists of such details, and it also consists some of the record, like, what are the project accomplishments that you have got, like any challenges, and what is the overall performance. It provides some valuable insights for the stakeholders and the future projects. Okay, likewise, you will be mentioning some of the details in the project closure document. And the points that could be included in the project closure document are your project overview, achievements, lessons learned, the quality assurance, the resource utilization, the risk management, and the challenges. Okay. So here we have given a sample project horizon document, guys. If you look over here, we have given the serial number, the points that to include, details, and the reference size. So we have given like, the client sign off on the UAT testing. So date of the sign off, name of the resource, and objectives of the projects, user friendliness it is achieved, customer satisfaction, and more categories. And what are the functionalities worked on? So secure payment processing, categories, and infrastructure that you have used, like, softwares and laptops, the status, if it is issued or not, the funding amount it is approved, how much amount being used, and overall project information, like how many escalations you have got, customer satisfaction, how it is there, and value to the company, positive and negative. Like this, we have provided a sample template. So if we like, we can make use of any project template document and we can put the details. Yeah. So this is all about your prep 1 part 3, guys. These are all the questions that you need to put it in your document. Okay.